Well, good morning, everybody. Now, we're going to start the show a little different today because, in my haste to get my new logo up and change my studios and all that kind of thing, well, I accidentally got rid of all my other stuff that I forgot about till this morning. So now, today, sometime today, I got to get it all back together. I got to get it all back together, and do it all over again. But that's okay. That won't stop the progress. But what we will do this morning, we will at least, shall we say, uh, do a little PT. Maybe we're going to do a little PT this morning. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm not going to do anything this morning. I just kind of blew it. So, okay, see, that's what you get when you take days off. Sometimes you shouldn't take off, but that's okay. I got it. I got this. Did everybody got this? Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I tell you what, it's hard out there, but right now, in celebration of our armed forces, like we normally do, except I don't have the things today. We're going to well, we're gonna play the big Brigadier General Tia Young. Okay, she's called Ray Cadence with the 82nd Airborne. Anyway, I know if you've never been there, don't even worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna get this, but I just got to get it. I got to get motivated to get started this morning. See, I've been off for a couple of days. Okay, so we'll be right back. Well, General, where you at? Can
Course.
we?
Oh, teach. Who?
Airborne!
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Airborne.
Airborne.
Every day.
Every day.
We run.
We run.
To the sun.
To the sun.
No sweat.
No sweat.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Down in the mess hall on my knees.
Down in the mess hall on my knees.
We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was molded and the meat was bad.
The bread was molded and the meat was
Well,
bad.
you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Airborne.
Airborne.
All the way.
All the way.
When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on.
Early one morning in the drizzling rain, when I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane, jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light lit with a chilling glow.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on, driving on. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on, driving on.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Airborne.
Airborne, airborne.
Okay, then that didn't work out. I mean, that's okay, but that's not exactly where I wanted to go this morning. But hey, I got to do our daily bread because that's part of the show. We got to do our daily bread, and we'll be back. And tomorrow morning, I'll have all this
Course.
together.
Oh, teach.
Okay,
Airborne.
that's enough.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the
I got you, General. I got you. Okay. So right now we have to do our daily bread, of course, because that's what we do. That's how we roll around here. But we got a lot of things to talk about. I mean, over the weekend, I think Montgomery sent all of his bad people down to Selma over the weekend to sit on the bridge shooting at people. I don't I don't get it. I don't understand. But we can talk about that and other things too. Okay. But right now we have to do our daily bread because that's just the way we roll. So we'll be back right after this. Okay, our daily. What happened to our daily bread thing right there? Anybody know what happened to that? Okay. Well, listen, it's a tough morning. I've been away for a little bit here and a couple of days, and I forgot. I done lost my mind. Okay, so I am. Okay. Okay, here we go right there. Now, we'll come right back after these things to get our conversation of the morning going. I'm on a dispatch with some of my ceremonial things. Except I don't know what I did my armed forces thing there. I don't know. I don't know. I was tired yesterday. I looked at my watch yesterday, and I had did almost 10,000 steps yesterday. So I was busy. I was busy walking around doing things, trying to get things going yesterday. I put a new logo in the system yesterday, and I forgot when you do that, you change the whole system. What was I thinking about? Anyway, we'll be right back right after these messages. Well, after our daily bread. Okay, that's what we got to do. Okay, so let me get this straight here. Man, this is kind of messed up. All right then, but that's okay. We've been through tougher things. This ain't nothing. This is just something to make sure next time I do this, I need to be more considerate. Our daily bread's up next. We'll be back.
Everyone we meet bears the image of God.
Our Daily Bread.
Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by Dave Brannon. Picture two teenage girls. The first girl is strong and healthy. The other girl has never known the freedom of getting around on her own. From her wheelchair, she faces not only the emotional challenges common to life, but also a stream of physical pains and struggles. But both girls are smiling cheerfully as they enjoy each other's company. Two beautiful teenagers, each seeing in the other the treasure of friendship. Jesus devoted much of his time and attention to people like the girl in the wheelchair, people with lifelong disabilities or physical deformities, as well as those who were looked down on by others for various reasons. In fact, Jesus let one of those people anoint him with oil, to the disdain of the religious leaders. On another occasion, when a woman demonstrated her love with a similar act, Jesus told her critics, "Leave her alone. She has done a beautiful thing to me." God values everyone equally. There are no distinctions in his eyes. In reality, we are all in desperate need of Christ's love and forgiveness. His love compelled him to die on the cross for us. May we see each person as Jesus did, made in God's image and worthy of his love. Let's treat everyone we meet with Christ-like equality and learn to see beauty as he does.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Luke chapter 7, verses 36 through 50. When one of the Pharisees invited Jesus to have dinner with him, he went to the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table. A woman in that town who lived a sinful life learned that Jesus was eating at the Pharisee's house, so she came there with an alabaster jar of perfume. As she stood behind him at his feet weeping, she began to wet his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair, kissed them, and poured perfume on them. When the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, "If this man were a prophet, he would know who is touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she is a sinner." Jesus answered him, "Simon, I have something to tell you." "Tell me, teacher," he said. 2 people owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed him 500 denarii and the other 50. Neither of them had the money to pay him back, so he forgave the debts of both. Now which of them will love him more? Simon replied, "I suppose the one who had the bigger debt forgiven." "You have judged correctly," Jesus said. Then he turned toward the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? I came into your house. You did not give me water for my feet, but she wet my feet with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You did not give me a kiss, but this woman, from the time I entered, has not stopped kissing my feet. You did not put oil on my head, but she has poured perfume on my feet. Therefore I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven, as her great love has shown. But whoever has been forgiven little loves little." Then Jesus said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." The other guests began to say among themselves, "Who is this who even forgives sins?" Jesus said to the woman, "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace." That's today's scripture reading from Luke chapter 7, verses 36 through 50.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, help us to see people as you see them, not important because of what they can do or how they look, but because they're made in your image, and you love them enough to die for them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Oh,
Everyone we meet bears the image of God.
Our Daily
okay. Now we're gonna. I'm gonna see if I can find my. I gotta play the military thing for my guys out there on the battlefield. So I can't. But I can't find it right now. But I'll get it. I'll get it before the day is over. Before the show is over. I'll get it anyway. First of all, let me say good morning to everybody. Sorry about this. I forgot. When you change one thing in this program, it changes everything, and I forgot all about that last night when I got done doing this. I was up late to the wee hours trying to get this done. But that's okay. There are more important things that they're more important. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Riley. Anybody else out there? I'm gonna get this together later on. Anyway, but good morning to all of you. Hope this day finds you well. It is 7:16 in the morning. Let me tell you what's happening in the weather outside. If you're just now getting up out of bed, the weather outside right now, it is 64 degrees outside this morning. The forecast for the rest of the day goes as follows. 18% chance of precipitation, cloudy and early with peaks of sunshine expected to be around 83 degrees this morning. Winds will be south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. I never really checked the speed of the wind. I just know that it's there. Tonight is a 24% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, low near 65 degrees, winds light and variable. On tomorrow, 22% chance of rain. Cloudy skies early to become partly cloudy later in the day. High around 84 degrees tomorrow. Now, it's supposed to be a little bit chillier this week. I guess we're going to get that one last blast of cold weather coming through. But let me tell you what happened yesterday. Okay, the other day. Okay, I got the light bill, right? Got the light bill. Light bill's way lower than it was. See, Alabama Power was scared that I was going to come up with a boycott of Alabama Power. See, I was trying to get everybody not to use electricity for 1 week. Nope, don't use it at all. Okay, none. Don't cook on it. Have MREs, whatever it was you needed to have, but no electricity. Okay, they gave in. I looked at my bill, they gave in, and now my light bill is reasonable. Okay, now I want y'all to thank me for that because they didn't want that boycott. Okay, they didn't want that boycott. Good morning, Teresa. They didn't want that Alabama Power boycott. Okay, because if everybody stopped using electricity for 1 week, okay, for 1 week, just think how much money we would have dipped into their pocket. So y'all need to thank me when you get your bills this week, whenever you get them, and they're a little bit lower. Well, just thank Elk Dog, okay, which is me. Just thank the Elk Dog for getting on Alabama Power when the politicians couldn't do it, okay, when the governor couldn't do it, but the Elk Dog did it, okay. We bringing that bill down to a reasonable place so we don't have to decide whether or not we're going to eat or are we going to heat our house. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to go without air conditioning, to go without heat, whatever, to teach Alabama Power a lesson. Okay, that's my thing. So somebody has to teach them. I just wanted you to know there's some men that got a big set and some that don't have a set at all. You already know which category I'm in. I'll take on anybody. Anybody. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to tell that to your friends or somebody like that. Oh, I got to get my daily bread off. Okay. Well, I just got to, I got so many things I got doing wrong. Okay. And also, don't forget, our show's been brought to you by One Stop Wireless, 334-320-2988. They're located at 3445 Atlanta Highway. They're right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. It's a gas station right there called Shell. Listen, you need a cell phone. You're tired of getting bent over by the big cell phone companies, and they always threaten. I mean, like I got one through one of them companies, ADT or TTI or ATT, whatever it is. Anyway, the bill ain't even due yet. they're sending me a note 2 weeks before the bill is due. Like that's gonna make me pay it quicker. It won't. Okay. No. See, One Stop Wireless, okay, they got programs down there for $25. Okay, $25 a month, and you can go anywhere basically in the country and use your phone like I did. I went to Indiana with my phone from One Stop Wireless. Never missed a bleed. I was even getting service on the highway. Okay, so they are good. So you don't need AT&T. You don't need Verizon. You just need these guys, One Stop Wireless. Same same air, same towers, same everything. Okay, these guys but they're independent, and so they don't spend $1 million a day trying to get you to come buy their phones and stuff like that. They got me. That's all you need. All right, so go down there. They're located at 3445, okay, Atlanta Highway. Right, it's there's a gas station right there, with a it's I think it's a Shell gas station. Anyway, they're in the same building. You can't miss them. You just pull up in there, bam, right there on the corner. You cannot beat them. Okay, they're good people, and they won't call you 2 weeks before the bill is due to remind you that your bill is coming due. Like we don't know. We like talking on the phone. Anyway, so give them a call, 334-320-2988. 334-320-2988. That's their number. Okay, so hook them up. Tell me you need some of that good service I'm talking about on the podcast, and let's get it done. Okay, help them out. And you know what? And let me just say something about people and doing local business with local people. If you, God forbid, have an accident, or you have a tragedy happen to you, or your house burns down, something like that, you know who you can depend on? You can depend on local people. They know you. They live in the same city with you. They understand. When somebody says Fairview Avenue, yeah. You called AT&T, said, "Can you help me out? Because I live on Fairview Avenue." When the hell's Fairview Avenue at? Now, they don't care. They don't know. You are just a number to them. But businesses like One Stop Wireless, local people lived here, raised here. You know what? They know who you are. So you ain't got to put in 14 requests in triplicate. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to always think about your local businesses. There's nothing wrong with the big guys. I mean, without big guys, a lot of research and development wouldn't have been done. A lot of things wouldn't have been going. But we got that. But there comes a time where you have to help your own self, okay? Because they'll lay a brother off over there. I mean, they don't when you get laid off, they don't feel no pain. But see, I'm just saying you might want to do business with local folks just because you can get it done. All right. Anyway, so good morning to all of you. I hope this day finds everybody well. I hope you guys had had a good time. Hope you. Oh, let me get. Man, I'm just all messed up today. I hope you guys had a good time at your Jubilee crossing the other day, or whatever it is y'all do on the bridge. I don't believe in walking across a bridge, but that's not because I disrespect those people or anything like that. But we got to do things differently, because walking across that bridge is not really helping anybody. You know, and it was kind of unusual not to see Jesse Jackson there, wasn't it? It really was. Um, then some people were complaining at his funeral that the all those ex presidents sat there and made it all about politics, which Jesse. And to be fair, Jesse was about politics also. He was about politics also. So I don't. But one of the sons, Yusuf, I think, got upset because they made it into a political rally. Um, you know, I don't know if Jesse would have minded that at all. I don't know. No, I mean, I didn't know him real well, but we've spoken a couple of times, and we talked and had good conversations. So I would think that he probably wouldn't get upset about it being political, as long as it did something to push the needle forward. Push the needle forward. That is where our problems come in, because we don't ever seem to go any place. Okay, we have all these bridge crossing and all that stuff, and we still, and even at the bridge crossing, oh, boycott Bojangles, even at the bridge crossing, okay, we had in Selma people shooting. I'm just, I'm just, I'm just petrified sometimes of the things that go on, the things that we do. Okay, somebody give me a commo check. I got to make sure. I did everything wrong, so somebody give me a commo check just to make sure I got the. At what's our number? 521-2963. Yeah, I just need a commo check just to make sure. Oh, what are the two? Oh, okay. I mentioned the two words. Yeah, well, you got to, Dr. Joe, you got a great memory. Okay, I got the two words. I said the two last week. Now, here's what I'm going to try to do from now on. See, I go through so many things. Okay, who was? I don't know if they had any special guests over there or not, the Greg. I don't know that any special guests over there or anything like that. Um, yeah, I guess everybody was a special guest over there this time. So that's the way it goes, I guess. But let me see now where I got some. Okay, let me see if I got some. I thought I had some more things over there. But anyway, who was the famous bridge? Yeah. Nobody was. It was. I think it was just regular people. Okay, regular people. But I'm going to do my best to try to stick with one or two subjects because I go from here to there real quick. Because there are a lot of things going on in the world, and we got to talk about it. We lost 7 or 8 young men in this thing called war. Already, and and families, it's a big deal. Good morning there, Simpler Days.
Good morning, Mayor.
Yeah,
Glad to hear you back on board.
yeah, back on board. I forgot to put some stuff together, but hey, uh, put it to my head and not my heart.
Well, while you were off base yesterday, I enjoyed re-listening to the mayor's comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really get to soak it all in the first time, so replaying it allowed me to absorb more of it. And what I determined after listening to him yesterday was that we got a mayor that's got to sit. I mean, he was throwing the old profanity out there, which I have no problem with, but I just like to hear him be forceful and put it out there. But one of the things that I heard, Mayor, that disturbed me was when he said that Montgomery had an attitude about losing. And
yeah,
we needed to.
And I remember that conversation. But I tell you something he said that really kind of made my ears pop up. I asked the question, I think, about prosperity and how come it seems that we're not prosperous. You got Mobile, you got Huntsville, you got Birmingham, and Birmingham demographically is probably no better than we are. But they seem to be moving forward, and then I found out why because there really is no Birmingham left. It's just downtown. Everybody's took their ball and gone home and made their own little communities out there, kind of like they're trying to do around Montgomery. But he did say something. He said Montgomery has never been put in a position to move forward because the people in power like it the way it is. And as I've been here for 35 years now, I haven't really seen it takes 40 years almost to get something done around here that is significant, like Fairview Avenue. People have been complaining and crying out for help over there for 35 years since I have been here. And recently, I think we just put some sidewalks in. So he has a point. I mean, Montgomery.
Well,
Mhm.
Well, I mean, look at Birmingham. Birmingham had the steel mills. They were the Pittsburgh of the South, and they lost the steel mills. So, a lot of the blue collar workers that worked in around Birmingham, they all went away. So, a lot of the demographics and the socioeconomic makeup of Birmingham changed. but I just think it's really not fair to say that Montgomery has a losing mentality. I mean, Mayor, think about it. Before he came on board, we got the automobile plant here.
Mm-hmm.
Before he came on board, so you're not saying that's not progressive?
Well, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Every time I hear about new businesses, and this thing with Hyundai, I love it. But it just seems that the people whose neighborhoods need the most work, whose livelihood is in danger often, no matter who comes to town. And it seems like we always got the same set of people, okay, who are in a bad way, the neighborhoods, the crime, same people. So yeah, somebody is prospering, somebody is moving ahead. But the same group of people that was catching hell when I got here are the same group of people catching hell now. Now, the question is, why is that?
Well, I mean, you have traditional I am somebody clubs in every city. And I mean, whether they're on the Chamber of Commerce, whether they're on the school board, that pull the strings and make the decisions. I mean, the people at Alpha, the people at Alabama Power Company, you got a ruling class of elites.
We do.
And then you get either voted into the I'm Somebody Club or you get voted out, depending on if you don't walk, step in step with them. But I just think it's disingenuous to say that we come from a mentality of losers, because we had great school systems in Montgomery. We had great public school systems in Montgomery back in the day. We had city school, not private schools, but city public schools that were competing for the state championship in football, basketball, track, baseball, year in and year out. We had a very good city. We had 2 really good malls. So, I mean, for him to say we had this loser mentality, well, we were doing pretty good when we were losing. And we had a police department that had over 500 officers in it when we were losing. And I just think it's really for him to say that. And well, everything's, I'm the only one that can help us win. Well, the downtown revitalization, that started before he came on board.
Mm-hmm.
We were winning. We were winning then. So I just think it's a kind of a hollow comment for him to say that, and to sound like he's the only one that can help us win.
Well, I'm going to say this much. He does think a little bit outside the box, and I don't agree with all of his political philosophy. But I must admit, listen, even a broke clock is right twice a day, and there is something certainly. Now, Emory stopped a lot of things from coming to Montgomery. I mean, he did. I don't know at the end of the day if it was good or bad. I mean, I'm glad we don't have a street with nothing but gentlemen's clubs or whatever you call them, the strip joints. I don't need all that, but I could see having a place out on Lower Wetumpka Road or something like that, or Upper Wetumpka Road, something like that, where if that's the kind of business you want to do, then as long as it's legal, do it. He did stop. Now I think we're a pretty good city because of it, but sometimes, in order to get one thing, you got to have something else to go with it.
I agree. And he brought up the Whitewater Park, and I'm not against bringing in new stuff, but I'm just think we could have gotten an aquarium, a venue that everybody, grandparents, grandkids, could have enjoyed rather than a select group of the population. And that's, you know, and how it's funded. It was, you know, most of these theme parks all over the country are funded by private entities. But you know, in the police department, when Chief Grayboy's contract's up, they're gonna move the girl they brought in from Baltimore. They're gonna move her into that position. And you ask him about salaries and was the money that was left over or the money that's not being used for the allocated officers that they don't have, where's that money going? Well, it's going to pay for Batiste, who's brought in from Mobile. It's paying for the woman to be brought in from Baltimore. That's where those, you know, in any organization, you get weighted down with salaries. But if you've got enough respect, if you've got enough integrity, and you've got enough foresight to pick a chief from the Montgomery Police Department who came from the old police department, and you put him in there, then why don't you have enough respect for him to let him run the police department? Why do you have to bring in shadows in front of him and shadows in back of him to oversee him? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. Because, so you're saying the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, the number 5 person on down the line of the chain of command couldn't assume the role as number 2, but you picked your chief from that batch.
Yeah, the whole thing, the way that these mayors, and not just Stephen, most mayors, they, and here's what I did ask the last mayor, Todd Strange, who's a friend of mine, I'm glad to say. Why is it that we go outside the people who are working their butts off in the police department, the fire department, stuff like that, and circumvent the situation and go around them to another state, another city? His thought process, his thought process was this: no matter who you picked, somebody's going to say you picked that person because you're friends with them, that you're not giving other people a chance in the thing. So they go outside of Montgomery, I guess. So you can't say it was a good old boy pick. You know, and
well, he yeah, I follow that logic completely. But he picked the chief from the home batch. He didn't go outside like he did with the guy from Louisiana. He picked the chief from the Montgomery Police Department, former Montgomery Police, in command position. So if you got enough faith in him to pick him as chief, then why don't you let him pick his number 2 person?
You would think that the chief of police would pick his number 2 person. I mean, you would think that.
Don't you? If you were put in charge of an organization and they said, we want you to run it, here's the mission, here's your operational plan, but hold up, we're going to bring in somebody from Mobile and somebody from Baltimore, and we're going to sandwich you in, and everything's got to be run through one or the other. I mean, that splits your command. And I just don't follow his logic that if you've had enough faith to pick the chief, former Montgomery Police officer, former Montgomery police officer that was in a command position when he retired. Why wouldn't you let him pick his number 2? And why do you need to bring in other people to oversee him? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But like I said, I understand what his concept is. His concept is when Chief's contract's up, then they're going to pop her in there. So, but it's like the bridge crossing over in Selma. They interviewed the mayor, and he said, "Oh no, the shooting wasn't even close anything down there." But then they showed it on Channel 12, and yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. I saw movies from private people with phones who recorded this thing. Man, that's I don't get it, but yeah, that's the way it is. And I'm going to say what I'm about to say. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I got to tell you, I think the Democratic Party influence on our culture and our society, especially poor people, has been detrimental to our way of thinking, to our way of doing things. Excellent used to be the standard. Okay, especially in my mom and them in school. Listen, you don't be bringing no else home. Don't be, what you mean you didn't go to school today? I mean, we just that Democratic Party thing. It's just the philosophy of them. It's been terrible. They have eviscerated the motivation, the dreams and hopes of a lot of people because they're gonna give us another government program. And I'm just, I'm done with it. I just, and it's going to take generations to get some of these people straightened out mentally, because another government program does not help us. But hey, that's what they teach. That's what they teach. So.
Well, yes, sir. And a government that can give you what you want can take away everything you got.
Amen to that. And I think that's a good. Appreciate it. Okay.
Not what you need, but what you want. Have a good day.
But what you want. Yeah. I mean, I just think that's just part of the deal. I mean, anyway, what's the number here? I got the number here someplace. And listen, I'm with Willie on this one. It's fine for the presidents to make America great again, but the problem is Germany great. And I think that that's an interesting perspective. Good morning, Don.
Hey, could you hire somebody that knows how to work computers and get my comments back?
Man,
it seems like you know how to do things, but you don't know how to fix them.
Because I don't deal with that.
Who would hire a commuter to come over to break things and not fix them?
No. This is not on my part.
Hey, maybe like a Willie Durham apologist could call in. I'd like somebody to call in. Maybe you can help me out. What is better in Montgomery since the first black mayor took over? And don't say you like him and all that.
Well, no, but do you
just tell me one thing that is better?
Well, do you think
it's just one? It's a simple thing. Just tell me one thing better. Don't say I like.
Well, I will say one thing. I'll say one thing.
One thing is better. I'm listening.
I think the general attitude.
See, that's a bunch of BS malarkey crap. That's not a specific thing. I want one thing better. Does the garbage run better? Does the police better? What's better? Are the schools better?
I never had a problem with the city does not run schools.
I know you never had a problem with anything.
But the city doesn't run schools. It's not up to the city to get schools.
Yeah, there goes that crap too. He has no influence on them, does he?
None.
Does he have any influence on the people?
None.
That's a pretty pathetic mayor if he's getting got
none of them have.
Let's move on.
No
you had Joe Reed Jr. on the other day.
Yeah.
Joe was talking about Christian Nome. He was upset about no big contract. What do you feel about taxpayer money and no big contract? Do you think that's awful?
I don't think it's awful. I think it depends on how much it is.
Well, let's say over $100 million in
that's
no big contract.
Well, that's a big number right there.
Do you know where that happened?
Yeah, I know where it happened up Nome up there in Washington, D.C.
No, it happened at Montgomery Whitewater.
Oh, well.
They've spent over $100 million in taxpayer money without bid contracts. In fact, they put one guy in that sued them for $4 million.
Right, but wasn't that cost
he was a friend of somebody?
Yeah, but wasn't that and wasn't that cost overruns though after COVID?
No, it wasn't cost overruns. It got nothing to do with cost overruns. We're talking about no bid contract.
Yeah,
with taxpayer money.
Well, I do know.
I wish you would learn something.
Sometimes.
Hey, but I got the black safety. I want to present a black safety law.
If you had, let me ask you a question. If there was an emergency, and you didn't have time to do the no bid contract because you need this done,
that's what we're talking about. Joe Reed Jr. called in and was upset about Christian Nome using a no bid contract. They spent more than $100 million at Whitewater without a bid. And the way they did it was the cooperative district crap.
Right. But I guess what they did was legal.
And the mayor is able. He's able to get the Joe Reed Rap Center bought downtown.
What's a Joe Reed Rap Center?
Where he bought the paper down there. What's it going to be other than the Joe Reed Rap Center? I guarantee you, opening night won't be a white group, will it?
Well, I never heard of the Joe Reed Rap Center.
What's what it's going to be?
You talking about the old advertising?
What else you going to put down at the paper where he bought the paper so he can compete with Impact, actual business down there?
I think it's a good move.
Yeah, I know you would. I mean, you love everything he does, but you can't say one good thing better in Montgomery since he took office. But here I got a safety thing. You ain't going. I need you to fix my comments. But here's a law I think we need to pass.
Yeah.
It's called Black Safety Law. No more than 100 blacks can get together in a group. Because if it does, you're going to have at least 6 shootings and somebody killed.
Okay.
Can you name a time you get more than 100 blacks together and somebody don't get shot?
You know, there are some things that I'm just gonna leave alone. Listen.
Well, that's true. You can't argue with truth.
No, you can't
Look
argue
at the
with
Great Bridge Crossing. We go down there to the Great Bridge Crossing, and you got more than 100 blacks together, and somebody gets shot. Anytime you get more than 100 together, let's have a law: no more than 100 blacks together.
I'll run that by the man.
And then Willie likes to talk about Jesse Jackson. Do you see where Jesse Jackson Jr., who spent time here in Montgomery? You remember when he spent time in Montgomery?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where did he spend the time in Montgomery?
Out at Maxwell.
Yeah, I said federal prison.
Okay.
But he was upset about all the ex-presidents coming in and going off on Trump and didn't talk about his daddy.
I don't blame him.
But Willie will probably talk about that because he was so. But you know, I won't use the words that Joe Reed Jr. used. You ready?
Yeah.
He's dead. Why are we talking about him? Ain't that what he said about Charlie Kirk?
Well, yeah. Okay.
So Jesse Jackson is dead. Why in the hell are we spending 1 minute talking about him? That's a Joe Reed Jr. thing. Fix my comments. Expect another call when somebody calls crazy because you ain't got my comments fixed. You can break things, but you can't fix them.
No, that's not true. That's you got to send things to an email these days and hopefully get a response back from the people. But anyway, so much for that. Well. Okay, then. The numbers here are 521-2963. It does seem like Don is most of the time kind of negative, but he ain't always wrong. I mean, when that shooting thing happened down there the other day, I just all I could do is just say, That's all I can do. And I think mainly it's because of something that we in the hood. Okay, so good morning, Dr. Joe.
Elk Dog.
Yes.
I'm down with the black safety law too, but if Montgomery's gonna be more progressive, they need to get some jiggle joints in here. Okay.
Now, what's a jiggle joint?
You know what a jiggle joint is? They have them in Birmingham.
Oh, you talking like a gentleman's club or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, I think they should be in their own little section of town, and not all dispersed all over the place. But hey, if that's what people want to do to entertain themselves, hey,
I
so
mean,
be
I
it.
support the arts. It's dancing, Kevin. It's
Yeah,
dancing.
well, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
But I'm not going to quit calling you now until you tell us the 2 words.
Okay.
You promised all day the other day.
I'm going to tell you.
And now you've gone nearly a whole hour and still hadn't told us. So tell us the 2 words right now while I'm on the phone.
How about give you the 2 words in the next hour? Promise.
No.
I'm gonna give them to you. I promise. I'm gonna give you the 2 words that just absolutely people. When you hear these 2 words, you know you're supposed to be sympathetic to people. I'm not. But
the 2 words I want are jiggle joint. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
So we're gonna get the 2 words out because it seems when you use these 2 words together, you have issues. Okay, you have all of a sudden you're supposed to just feel sorry for everybody. Okay, I don't. Okay. Anyway, what are the lessons of life today? Well, the lessons of life today are simple. Okay. Let me put it on the thing here so y'all see what the lesson of life today is. There you go. Lessons of life. Okay. All righty then. So these are the lessons of life today. I normally give one of these every day. Lesson of life today. The journey of your success will always begin with the small step of taking a chance in business, in relationships, and in life. It all begins with a small step grounded in trying to do with a desire of trying to be a better person today than you were yesterday. Okay, I'm just saying. You might want to think about that. Some of y'all need to hear that. All right, 521. Okay, we got other things to talk about too. I know last week I told people there was 2 words that seems to conjure up sympathetic sympathy for people. Okay. See, I know I'm going to catch hell from Camilla when I say this, but I'm just going to give you the 2 words. Okay, 2 words. 2 words. All right. 2 words. What are the 2 words put together? It's supposed to make you feel sympathy for people. What are those 2 words? And as a matter of fact, it used to be in one demographic. Now it's in all of them. Okay, now it's in all of them. So what are the 2 words? Anybody know? Somebody's got to know what they are. Okay, discipline is needed, but that's not the 2 words. Nobody feels sympathetic when we feel angry. Anytime we got to tell you to smack your kids, we feel angry about you, right? We're not sympathetic to you. Okay, if your kids are hoodlums. Okay, but there are 2 words. Okay, the 2 words are affirmative action. No, that don't make you feel sympathetic. Okay, and we don't have affirmative action anymore, do we? I thought we did. I thought Justice Thompson, right, pretty much did away with that. Which I'm. Now, there's no doubt affirmative action initially was needed. There's no doubt in my mind that there are a lot of people who were denied an opportunity to prosper because because of the color of their skin. And anybody who says that's not true, just a liar. Okay, you're just a liar. We know that those things happen. Okay. But is it still happening today? Well, there are some who would say it happens today also. I don't know. Oh, the 3 words is God. Now that's true. But word God bless you won't make me sympathetic. It'll make me thankful. Okay, but not now. So I know y'all. Okay, and it always happens around tax time, around Christmas time, and all these other times. It always happens. Okay. But there are 2 words put together that just I don't know. It just gets them. But I will say this much: it is one of the reasons why we have our culture in the situation that we're in now in America. One of the reasons why you got people shooting each other at a gathering that's supposed to that is supposed to bring about respect for the people, the foot soldiers who in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But and we couldn't even get that done. We couldn't even get that done. You cannot pick up the paper because one of the remnants of these two words, and I don't care what anybody says, I've lived this a while now. One of the remnants of these two words is, well, it is. Okay, here are the two words. I'm just going to tell you what they are. Okay, hold on. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I had to write this down. These are the two words I'm sick or tired of hearing. Okay, I'm just okay. There they are, right there. Bam, there they are, right there. I'm a single mother. I don't give a crap if you're a single mother or not. I don't. That doesn't. And if it wasn't for y'all having all these kids without the man involved, we wouldn't have all these shootings, all the crime in our communities. I'm sick of it. Okay, y'all got together, y'all did the hoobie doobie, and you got these kids, okay, that grow up to be young folks, and they are chasing people down in the streets, killing people every day. You can't even celebrate bridge cross without somebody getting shot. Yeah, it just and all of a sudden we supposed to feel sorry because you're bringing the words you're a single mother. I'm sorry, the only single mother, and first of all, there's no such thing as a single mother. It's a sympathetic word. I mean, you can only. I mean, if you're your kid's mother, you're the only single mother that they know. Okay, there's no such thing. It's a word. My friend, do you know that 5 words? Well, what are those 5 words? Anyway, I'm sick of it. I'm just done having to feel sorry for people who go on and do all kinds of things and make all these kids who grow up to be these young heathens on the street. I'm just sick of it. Okay, you can't now you got to put the real estate market has changed because of some of these things. What the 5 words? I mean, the real estate market. We can't even build houses now without having to think of ways to secure the house. We got to live in neighborhoods now where we got to put bars on our homes, where if there was a fire in that house, somebody gonna die. Old people now can't even seem to go out and enjoy their own property that they spent a lifetime paying for because somebody gonna come down the street and start shooting drive-bys. And that's these young folks that are doing this, and most of them been raised by quote unquote single mother. Okay, I'm just it's an excuse for everything, And to me, this gun thing. Listen, you get caught doing a crime with a gun, you get 10 years. Forget. I ain't feeling. I used to feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that anymore. Listen, you get caught doing a crime because if we catch you doing a crime, you've done something else with that gun that we don't know nothing about. Okay, I'm thinking, you wouldn't. Listen, that just because if you keep your package closed, you wouldn't have to hear the. Listen, again, you just have to take responsibility for what you're doing. So we as society ought to get some of these young men making these babies. And if you don't know your father's your baby daddy name or something like that, then we need to take your kid because you're irresponsible. Okay, we need to put your kid in because he'll be better off in an orphanage. Okay, the only time this word does not bother me that if your husband dies or something like that, I understand that. And then we are admonished, we are told to take care of the orphans, and that's fine. That's what we should do. But how can we take care of orphans when you got a house full of orphans? I don't know. I'm just sick of hearing it. you know. And I grew up in that lifetime. I grew up in that lifestyle. I did. That's where we grew up. My father wasn't there either. Okay, but I'm sick of hearing it. You know, get a man. Yellow.
Kevin,
Yes, sir.
it's interesting what you just mentioned about the gun thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're oh so right. These people going around here with these guns. They know they're not supposed to have guns. They got open carry. Okay, we got open carry. We know you can walk in Walmart with a gun on your side. But let me tell you something now. If you walk in there and you 8 years old, don't you think they know you're too young to have a gun? Somebody know that. Now, I mean, common sense kicks in at some point. You're not. I wouldn't expect them to ask yourself and myself about having an open carry.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got an 8-year-old open carry, of course, we're gonna ask him something. And if you don't, why not?
Have you known somebody that young?
If he out of, I see young guys all the time come in McDonald's and other places with guns. I know darn well they're young. You don't have to.
Really?
You know how much it take you to know? Oh, Kevin, you ain't crazy. See,
I wouldn't think that's
JB,
happening.
You actually going right where I was fixing to go, and I was finna say, and the police know which one of these cars got guns in them, and they know darn well most of them that they know got them ain't supposed to have them, but they don't do nothing about it. They know they in them cars, and they would know what to do to get them out of there if they had to, if they wanted to.
And the legislature and the governor is responsible for most.
Well, I'm talking about the enforcement. I'm talking about the enforcement side now. I mean, the law has already been laid down. Now, how are we gonna go about enforcement? That's what I'm talking about, the enforcement side, not the law side. But I thought it was crazy to start with. But now that you got it, the enforcement side, they know who got them. They know. If I know they know too. That's all.
Well, we need to do something about it. I don't know what, but 10 years in jail. You get caught with a gun down here and doing a crime with it, you just need to get 10 years in jail.
Get
them off the street.
They getting caught with them, and they got many more that's got them that's not getting caught with them.
Well, that's true.
So, you know, that's you're gonna have to find a means of enforcing. The law is one thing, but enforcing is a whole nother show. You got to enforce it in order for it to work.
Yeah.
So we got laws for, and laws against. So, okay. Right. Have a good day. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, I mean that. And again, listen, none of us came up on if you black and in your 60s, whatever the case may be, you didn't come up. Most of us didn't come up with a silver spoon in our mouth, but we did come up with an expectation of excellence. Our school system doesn't have that. Our public school system does not have that expectation of excellence, except unless you are taken to a magnet school, and even the magnet schools now have lowered the standards to get in it. So now we have taken the expectation of excellence from our kids. You know that movie? What was that movie with the women who helped get the space NASA going? Black women. What was the name of that movie? I can't think of that movie. But from what the movie says, we wouldn't have got there had it not been for a bunch of black women who couldn't even go to the bathroom in the same place the whites could. But even under that dire thing, they still contribute. Yes, sir.
I think you're trying to think of Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. And if somebody had not required excellence of those ladies, they never would have been where they were.
Yes, sir. Kevin, I wanted to go back to something. One of your callers challenged someone to try to say what's one positive thing that Mayor Reed has done since his tenure in office.
Right.
And I would just reverse that. I would say, could he not even though he may not support him, even though he may not have voted for it, even though he's not his candidate, could he not think of one positive thing that his administration has done? I can tell you positive things Governor Ivey has done. I can tell you a positive thing President Trump has done. Even though you may not have supported that person, you ought to be able to at least see some good in what they've done. So you think he won re-election, so this is his second term. So I would challenge Mr. Lowry. Could he not think of one positive thing?
I think that's going to be a tough bridge to cross.
I mean, but could you think of not one positive thing he's done, Kevin?
Oh, sure I can. I think his.
No, I don't want you to name them because you're going to give him. But I'm just thinking. But you can see some positive things he's done.
Oh yeah. Because again, my only problem with him is that odious party. Other than that, though,
right.
I'm
but you can give credit. Back to your analogy. Jesus get back in why he ain't in the boat with us. Yeah. So I would challenge him because again, we ought to be able to call balls and strikes if we're a fair umpire, right?
Right.
So I would challenge him. Can he not think of, and that way he can say, well, hey, I'm not who people think I am. I can give the guy credit. Because I can tell you some positive things Governor Ivey has done with education. I can tell you some positive things President Trump has done.
Wait a minute.
But at least.
What has she done positive with education?
Well, the third grade, having all kids be able to read on grade level, or if they can't, they'll be able to held back and not pass them on through.
No,
you don't think that's positive?
I think it's a positive. I think it's a positive ordinance or whatever you want to call it. But if it's not implemented.
Well, that's different, Kevin. Don't
Okay.
Don't. She's not in the implementation. She's executive order. They're in the legislative body.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They set policy. It's up to the educators and those other people. But I think that is a good law that kids be able to read on third grade level instead of just going forward.
Right.
Now, don't hold her to she got to make the recipe and then cook it and then also serve it. Come on.
Mm.
But you don't think that's positive?
Oh, sure, it's positive. Again,
so right, the implementation is somebody else's problem.
Right, but if it's not implemented, then it's useless.
Now you're back to Jesus getting in the boat. Now you're discrediting. I'm telling you something that's positive she's done. That's a good law.
It's a good law. Yeah,
that's good legislation. Now again, we know the legislative branch. It's what passes law. So I don't want nobody to think that that's not her. She signed the bill.
Right.
But at least be able to call balls and strikes and say something that this mayor has done. Thank you, sir.
All right. Appreciate it. Now, and again, just in case if you guys haven't heard about what happened at the Jubilee, because you didn't care much about it, there was a shooting down there. I got it someplace here. I didn't hear if anybody actually got shot, but there were people. Well, it left 6 people injured. I mean, you can't even go to you just can't even. Yeah, where can you go? Okay, but it's at the Bridge Crossing Jubilee. Where can you go? Where you just get some good stuff? Where can you go? Oh, one more good thing. Well, let me come up with something good here now. Because it ain't all bad. $430 million auto supply plant to employ 1,300 people. Alabama City's biggest development since 1929. So we did get that. What's his name? Don. Yeah, $430 million auto supply plant to employ 1,300 people. Okay. Montgomery's biggest development since 1929. Now, that's not going to do us any good. That's not going to do us any good unless we can find somebody to work out there. So don't get angry if people, if other people have to come fill the jobs who live from other towns. It's too early yet, man, for you to call back. But
I got to correct something.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart and McDonald's is a business. They're a private business. They can restrict guns in their facility. Open carry only pertains to public places.
Okay.
So if we're going to blame open carry on everything, we need to get the law straight. You cannot take it in a private business if they do not want you to take it in there.
But if it's concealed, how can they see?
How you talk? Now you're talking about concealed. He was talking about open.
Yeah, I know. But
do you know the difference?
Well, of course I know the difference. But if you got
I'd rather see somebody with open carry than concealed carry, because I know to protect myself. But
okay.
But no, you may not know, but they still can restrict that. They can put it's like a nightclub. They can put a metal detector up there and detect your gun and tell you can't come in there.
Well,
you might need to do that in a black neighborhood. Make sure that all the clubs under the black safety law has metal detectors at businesses.
So we got a black safety law now.
So you can amend the black safety law to all clubs have to have metal detector.
Okay.
So if you want to add on to the law, the more than 100 people together, you can amend it and say nightclubs have to have, and the strip joints. You want to open strip joints.
Well, I don't want to open. I don't want to open them big per se.
You
but
just said you want some.
Yeah, I don't go to them places. I don't.
I'm afraid you'd be using helping hand money for making it rain at the strip joint.
And I think that's the dumbest thing in the whole world to do. You're gonna go to places.
What, making it rain?
Yeah, give people your money. Just for that. That to me, that just.
I mean, if an unattractive man like you, if you can't pay for it, how you gonna get it?
Okay, then. Sound like you had some experience in that. Okay. Anyway, Jesse Jackson, his life was commemorated the other day, and he was 84 years old. His youngest son, of course, Yusuf Jackson, now helping lead the Rainbow Push Coalition, spoke during Sunday service about his father's life, strength, and mission. I like Jesse Jackson. I did. I guess when you get to talk to people personally, you form some sort of relationship with them. BSL, Black Safety Law. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone because we just, we need to be more positive. BSL, Black Safety Law. I want somebody to bring that up at City Council one day. Okay, yeah, bring that up at City Council. Hidden Figures. But anyway, man, can we think of all the people that have been Black in this country, even during the toughest time for Black folks in America, and they have pursued excellence? And it was the only thing. As a matter of fact, I've been told down here in Montgomery, Alabama, that white people really wanted to see Black doctors more than white doctors, but they couldn't tell nobody. And the reason they did, because they knew if you was a Black doctor, you had your stuff together, because they required you to do twice as much, twice as fast. So it is about excellence. And since we've gotten out of that vein, then all we are seeing is problem after problem after problem after problem. Our society is messed up, and the Democratic Party to keep telling Black folks that you don't have to have ID, because we know Black people can't get an ID. Really? Seriously? So Black people are the only people in America who cannot figure out how to get an ID to vote. Again, another Democratic ploy to manipulate Black folks at the voting booth. Okay? Make them think that you're doing something for them. Because I'm telling you, if Roscoe Miller was giving away free chicken, okay, but you got to have an ID to get the chicken, we'd be over there getting the chicken. Church of Chicken said, come on in here, but bring your ID. Nobody would complain. We'd even go in the computer and make our own ID. Okay, so again, that party has always insulting Black folks. Okay, we can't do nothing. We got to keep having babies and this single mama thing. Well, which ain't no such thing as a single mama. Okay, a single mother can't be a mother. Okay, I mean, it takes somebody else to help you with that. Okay, most of y'all keep 3 IDs. Listen, Greg, I don't know why you so hard on the brothers, man. I mean, I don't keep 3 IDs. Not even a little bit. I mean, I do got about 3 or 4 IDs, but that's only because military, civilian. You gotta keep those IDs so I can get on post and feel like a snob when I go out to the PX or something. I can get out there, don't have to pay no tax. Okay, I'm just telling you. I think that yeah, life is uh, life is good. You just what is it? You just mad because Roscoe didn't pay you for your words. I ain't mad, brother. I don't really get mad. I'm too old to get mad. Okay, Alabama is run by Republicans. That Alabama, listen, and I'm okay. So let's straighten this out. Alabama Republicans run the legislature, but the Democrats run black folks. Okay, let's just put it out there. The Democrat philosophy runs black folks. The legislative body is majority is coming back. The majority of the legislative body is Republican, but the black people are ran by Democrats. I mean that's who. I mean that's who it is. Okay, so that's just the way it goes. All right, so let's not act like it's the Republicans are telling black folks what to do. They not. Okay. And again, if you have certain IDs, if you got a military ID in your pocket or a driver license, chances are you don't get a driver license if you're not a citizen. I don't believe. Maybe in California you do. I don't think you get a citizen. Do you? Can you get one in Alabama? Okay. What is wrong with showing proof of citizenship? We got a problem in this country right now because we let everybody in. We are scared to death now. We are scared to death now that because of this war that we having with Iran, that we got cells in America that at some point are going to put the other shoe down. So what's wrong with proving that you are a citizen? Yes, Don.
Hey, that's special. Willie Durham is calling balls and strikes. I like the way he's called them on Trump. But Willie, the question was for you to name something, not to put it on my shoulders, because I can't think of nothing. But Willie must not can think anything either, because he didn't say one. Did he say one positive thing? One thing that's better under the mayor? He said, "Oh, you got to call balls and strike." I put it on Don. I can't name one. I can't name one, Willie. That's why I asked you.
Okay.
And then on the 3rd grade thing, you got it right. They didn't enforce it. Why did they didn't enforce it? They claim because of COVID.
And then they changed it. The year was supposed to start.
They didn't do it because there's too many black kids going to go back to 3rd grade. Well, why don't we just admit the truth? We can't admit the truth because we'll be racist, right?
And I will admit to you that's a bunch of hogwash that people use too all the time. Everything is
no, it's not hogwash.
Well, I mean, but
if they made all kids in the 3rd grade not on level repeat the grade, there would be too many black kids, and they would find some reason that was racist. But Willie, they didn't enact the law that you found wonderful because they first said COVID, and the problem is it's the number of black kids that they would put back. We could at least admit that's the truth if you want to call balls and strikes. But I asked you for you to give one better thing that's better under the mayor, and you put it on my shoulders. You can't even come up with one.
All right. Okay, then. One thing that is good that the mayor is doing, what it says, driving you racist crazy. Well, okay then. Okay, that's good. All right. Now, anybody seen Jamel Brown out there? Anybody seen Jamel? I'm trying to get Jamel on the show because he always out there doing crazy things out there, trying to get some publicity, I guess. But I can't get him on the show. I mean, I want to know what his policies are. Besides twerking in the governor's mansion. I mean, anybody see Jamel Brown? I mean, if he too scared to come talk to me? I mean, my Lord, how you gonna talk to the big wigs down there in the in the legislature. How you going to get anything done? I'm just saying. So if anybody sees Jamel Brown, tell him I am looking for him to be on this show to answer some questions of substance. Okay, that's all I want to know. Questions of substance. Okay, I have one good one. Oh yeah, and Doug Jones. If does anybody have a number where I can reach Doug Jones? Okay. Okay, I mean, because I can't find a number to reach the man, because we want to get him. We want to get him on. I don't want to just go after the little fish. We want to go after the big fish, and they got a bunch of people running for governor, trying to reach out some of those folks too. I got to find a list of all those people because I guess I got to go down to the probate court. The president only vote absentee. Okay. And what's this about? What's this about? The president only married women have to show their birth certificate. When do they have to do that? Yeah, when do they have to do that? What you mean, married women? Is that some old Southern law or something like that? I don't know. That's I don't think you got to show your birth certificate now to go. Although the birth certificate really don't mean much, it doesn't have your picture on it. They don't know who you are. I mean, they don't know who that is. But that's okay. It's not the state of Alabama will actually give you ID. As a matter of fact, my things, I think they'll come to your house and prepare you an ID. I mean, that is one of the lame excuses. Just lame, just intellectually devoid of any logic and reason whatsoever. If you tell me we're the only group of people in America that cannot get a driver's license or get some ID, I'm telling you, if Church's Chicken was giving away free chicken, but you have to have an ID, how many people do you know will be standing outside Church's Chicken tomorrow with an ID? Okay, so that's a bunch of crap. Okay, that's the Democrats making you think that the whole world is against you, and if you wasn't black, they wouldn't require you. Well, I thought if you had to have ID, you just don't have to be black to have ID. I think you got to have ID to vote, which makes sense to me. We don't, now back in the day, I'm with you. Back in the day, I'm with you. But ladies and gentlemen, this is 2026. Not 1966, when I was like 9 years old. Okay. I mean, whatever the case may be. So now I don't know what happened when I was 9. Okay. All I know is that diaper I had on when I was walking around was kind of heavy. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. It was kind of wet and heavy, and I needed to get somewhere and get it off of me. Okay. That's all I was worried about when I was. Okay. No. Wait. Whoa. I wasn't doing that at 9. I was using the bathroom at 9. I don't know, though. I could have been doing it at 9. Anyway, good morning to you. Other things going on. So again, now I want you guys to take a look at this right here. Okay. Now you guys, I'm so glad that what's her name lost her bid, and that guy named Green. I'm so glad they lost their bid. Okay, to for re-election. I don't know what to do. He's crazy, and she almost crazy. Yes.
Hello, Kevin.
Yes.
This is what they were saying. I'm just giving you information.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman marries, when you look at her birth certificate,
mm-hmm.
it's going to only have her maiden name on her birth certificate when she was born.
Right.
What they said, in order to prove your birthright that you are a citizen of the United States, you have to show your birth certificate, and it's going to have your maiden name on it. But your driver's license is going to have your married name on it if you're married.
So why not just take your driver's license with you?
But they want your birth certificate so you can prove you were born here. That's the problem.
Well, that's kind of stupid because
I'm telling you, that's what they're saying.
If you got
a birth certificate is not going to have your married name on it. So
but if you have a certain,
all of my names,
okay,
maiden and married on my driver's license.
But if you, right, but let me ask you a question. If you have an ID, the only way to get that ID is a certain to have a way to prove who you are, especially if it's a state ID.
I know that, but they're saying to prove your birthright, when you were born here. That's the clicker there.
I'm just gonna have to cogitate on this one because
and see, that's what people keep saying, and you all are overlooking. Well, you got other ID, yes, you got other ID, but they want the birth certificate to prove that you were born here.
Yeah. I'm
and it's not gonna have your married name on it, and it's gonna disenfranchise married women.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the kicker. See, that's what they're talking about. And everybody else is taking it all out the air.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. That's good. Hey, John. I know there's still legislators for the time being, but since she ran in the primary for that Senate job, she couldn't run for the job that she already had. So therefore, she gone. Okay. And Green's crazy as a roach with spray on him. I can't stand that guy. It's always about race. Always about race. Okay. Now tell me I'm wrong. Okay. She lost her bid for the Senate job. And therefore, she's in the House of Representatives right now. But I think she did not run in the primary. Now, unless she runs as a I don't know can you run as a independent or something like that when the thing, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Okay. So, and I'm glad they're gone. Now, y'all don't know who they are. Well, these are the people who are from a state. Oh, let me show you. What is that? You need 1, proof of citizenship, 2, proof of identity, not rocket scientist. But if you have an ID, if you got a government ID, doesn't that prove that you are a citizen? No, well, you don't have to, a legal resident. I mean, you only get you got to get a valid ID. And government ID normally is pretty valid. So I don't get. I mean, are we making this more complicated than it has to be? Are we making this thing more complicated than it has to be? Okay. How do you get a driver's license? Don't you have to take your birth certificate down there when you get a driver's license? I think you do. I got Z one last year, and I think we had to have his birth certificate, okay, to take him down there. So if you have a driver's license, that means that you've shown somebody a birth certificate. Okay. I'm thinking I took Z. Yeah, Z. We took his and Emmanuel too. We took their driver's license, their birth certificate when they got their driver's license. So hey, I don't know. All right then. Anyway, a few years ago. Let me show you this right quick here. Okay, a few years ago in Texas, which is where the great Green is from, and where this other lady's from. I kind of like her. Live. She's kind of spunky, but her philosophy is all screwed up. But let me see now. How can I get this? Okay, so we want to share this right here. Okay, let me see here now. Alrighty then. Okay, here we go. See, a few years ago, this right here. Remember, everybody wants to be socially the idiots, the Democrat idiots who want to tell you that weather and natural heating and all that stuff by that whatever it is, they're climate idiots is what they are. Okay, but remember, 5 years ago, a winter storm hit Texas and took the lives of 400 people. Texans, because you know why? Because the power grid, which is called ERCOT, failed due to green energy. The solar failed, the wind turbines failed, Texas must ditch. So that's why you cannot, and he's an idiot too. I mean, he's really an idiot. How in the hell some of these people get elected to office? She's not an idiot. I mean, she really is not an idiot. She really is I think a very smart woman. But when you allow politics to get in the way of your intellect, then you're bound to make a mistake. Okay, but this Green guy, he's like a roach with spray on it. He's just crazy as hell. I just can't stand that guy. We keep telling people, well, you got to do this and you got to do that, and at the end of the day, you were still better off than where you were. But that's them too. Now, so she's not in she's in there now, but she didn't run for her seat. She ran for the Senate because somebody told her she's going to win it. Well, she didn't win it, but she ain't the only person ever lost. I'll probably lose if I win too. Okay. It's all due, to global cooling. Because they said it was global warming, right? But it wasn't. It was global cooling. Okay. All those people in Texas that died because we're going to try to tell you that we're going to use windmills in order to produce electricity. Except the wind stopped blowing. Okay. There was a freeze. And if it gets cold enough, your turbines or whatever those things are, they will stop running. Okay. I'm not much of a scientist in that area. So, anyway, so let me Anyway, so that's one of the things that we are doing here. So we want to. I just didn't. The things that Democrats come up with, it's just absolutely amazing to me. The stupid philosophies that they try to live by, and then want to make us live by the same stupid things that they live by. Okay. Like the self-driving car. Oh, guess what happened to the self-driving car? The self-driving car in Chicago or was San Francisco on those streets, the power grid went out. Guess what happened to everybody? Whoop. They're stuck in the middle of the road, the middle of the street, middle everywhere because they had no power to run the cars. And I'm not about to get in a car that says it's driving itself for all the tea in China. I ain't about to do that for all the tea. I'm not getting in a car that I don't have to drive. Oh, no. Somebody better be driving it. I'm not getting in the car that lets a machine drive the car. That ain't going to happen. Oh, no. No, we ain't going to play it at all. That's right. Airplanes failed at first. That's true. But it didn't kill 400 people when the first one failed. Okay. So-called black people, what he said, so-called black people should never have to prove that they are indigenous. We're not indigenous to the United States. I don't know who keep coming up with that lie. Okay, citizens are corporate entities made at birthing through the birth record and the docket at the hospital. So if you want proof of citizenship, then you must look at the docket in the hospital. But we're not indigenous people, really. Because if we're indigenous people to the United States, then we dumb as hell because we was indigenous to Africa. They came over and got us over there and brought us over here. So I'm just trying to figure, where y'all get that from? Okay, where we get that from? Okay, where we get this from? If we're that smart, how in the hell do we end up in the situation we was over here? Okay, I get tired of hearing these fairy tales. Well, when black people were in America first, well, when the hell were we? Where were we? Where were you or something? I know she's still legislating for the time being, but she won't be there much longer. Okay, not much longer. Okay, not much longer. Don't believe she will be. Now, do we have any legislators like that in Alabama? I think we got a couple. I think we got a couple. Yeah, we got a couple. Because they take political policy over common sense and logic and reason. Okay. What's it? Voting is a way to get in the office. The other way is to steal the election. Well, Democrats are good at stealing the elections. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, see, I want y'all to notice we're getting closer and closer to find out the 2020 election was stolen from Trump, or the 2020, whichever one it was. We are beginning to find out, and I knew it was coming. It may take 10 years, but I knew it was coming. Everybody wouldn't have put their livelihood on the line if they did not know something that we don't know. And there are a lot of people. So it's getting closer and closer and closer, especially in Georgia. Oh, it's getting closer and closer and closer, my friends, to proving that they did the steal. They did the steal. They did the steal. Coming in late after 12 o'clock at night, bringing ballots in, ballot harvesting. I mean, see, because it looks like the Democrats can't win a race without cheating. Okay, not necessarily the Republicans. The Democrats can't win without cheating. Matter of fact, in Lowndes County a couple weeks ago, a couple other people went to jail down there cheating. Okay, local folks. I mean, why are you going to do that? I mean, seriously, why you padding the box? Let who wins. If they don't win, they just don't win. Like when I run next year, if I'm still alive for the city council, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let it be. Let it be what it be. If I win, I win. If I don't, Kevin is on a crazy train. No, I'm not. Okay, but I understand that Democrats. I feel you. I feel you. I do. Okay. And now we got Martin and Coretta King Unity Breakfast brings leaders across the country to Selma. Yeah. Couldn't eat because they were shooting. Okay, then. All right. Everything you say is okay, Marcel. Just give me. Listen, I'm just prove it to me. Just prove it to me. Okay, so just prove that I'm lying. I mean, if you can prove I'm lying, yeah, I'll get you a burger or something. But now a lot of these things are just my opinion based on my life experiences and my travels around the world. I mean, I've heard it all, and we still crying about the same thing. Where other people, we're not indigenous. I know that we are not indigenous people to the United States. Hell, I'm not even sure we're indigenous to Africa. Kevin, you are not running. I am going to run. I am. Only if I'm running to the bathroom. That may be true too. Anyway, moving right on to other things. There are other things. So we had the breakfast down there. It didn't help anybody because those folks down there were still shooting, acting crazy. But let me say this in my serious vein. I don't really get too serious most of the time. But in my serious way of thinking. Yes, Don.
Maybe Dixie Chick can help me. Welfare requires citizenship, don't it?
Well, you would think you do since it's
I didn't think illegals could get food stamps and stuff. Are blacks starving? How in the world are they proving citizenship to get welfare and food stamps? Can Dixie Chick help me with that one?
Yeah, well, maybe she will.
And I think if she got married, she probably kept her maiden name. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't know. But hey, I appreciate that. Now, let me put forth a well, I don't know which boat my folks came off of. I never did the DNA, GNA, and all that test. Doesn't make any difference. I'm here. So, but let me ask this one question. We have a problem as Black folks dealing with particular issues because we won't talk about them. We won't rattle the cage because we don't want to put our business in the street. Our business is already in the street, and those that are not in the street are in jail. But think about this for a second. It's an amazing thing that our older generation of people, our old foot soldiers, sacrificed their life, their liberties to show other folks, to get on them, the folks who wronged us as Black folks in America. And they wronged us because of our color. So here's a question. What are we willing to do to change the culture? They put their life and their livelihood, everything on the line because we were treated bad because of our color. Who's going to do the same thing, put their livelihood, put their lives on the line because of this culture that we have in the Black community? Who's going to try to change that? It's killing us. Literally, it's killing us. From the music that we play to the education that we get that we take things that are so irrelevant when we get out of school owing 40, 50, 60, $70,000, we still can't get a job in it. Who is going to change the culture? Who's willing to? I mean, these people, we talk about the Edmund Pettus Bridge, we talk about all this stuff. These people were willing to fight, okay? He's willing to fight for what they thought was their God-given birthright. And they were. But who is going to fight now? Who is going to fight for these young folks doing crazy things? Who's willing to take the banner now? You know, I think if every man took care of his own kids, however, that would be half the problem right there. We would solve half the problems that we have, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to be the fashionable thing to do anymore. And we blame the women, and the women do have some fault in this. There's no doubt about it. They do. But we're supposed to be the leaders. We're the men. We're supposed to be the leaders. I think we kind of slacking on that. Don, enough. Okay, enough, Don. Enough. We got enough for you for today. That's good. I'm good. Okay. So who is going to Don, I'm gonna make sure I get you. I'm trying my best to get you back on it so you can I meant to change my studio, but I'll do that. I think we're gonna have to make you a yeah, I think I can fix that. Come think about I think I know how to fix it now. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Again, our older generation, those people 75 years old, 70 years old, 70, 80 years old now, 90 years old now. They put everything they had on the line to show people that they were doing us wrong. Not because we did anything wrong, but because of our color. Now, our color don't have anything to do with what's going on in our communities. But we need some group, some young folks, some young people, you know. Personally, I think it's because of them tight suits. Okay, really. We don't even look like real men anymore walking down the street. We got pants so tight. I don't even know. I don't even know how you got all yourself into them. They look so tight. They're cutting off I believe them pants is cutting off the blood to your brain. Okay, we can't. Even our entertainment is bad. We can't go to a club or anything because somebody cussing. And if they ain't cussing, making the most derogatory jokes, okay. I mean, it's just what happened to excellence? What happened to that? My mama said you can wear the same clothes every day if you need to, but you need to wash them. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to buy. I got some of the poorest women in town buying $1,500 purses that cost $8 to make. $1,500 purse with $2 in it, and got to borrow money from people to get gas. And we're paying $600, $700, $800 for a coat. You know, back in the day, there was a car dealership. You know, Cadillac was made because black folks were the only reason why they started they started letting people make car notes. Used to be you had to pay cash up front for the car. Then it got to the point where black folks didn't have that kind of money, so we bought Cadillacs. Okay, that's why the Cadillac came. As a matter of fact, one of the guys in the store said they did a show on how to sell to black people. Okay, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Okay, we are a different breed. Okay, how do you sell to black folks? Because they know we got some ways. Let's see if I can find it. How to sell to P-E-O-P. Okay. Let me see where that old. But I see if I can find it. Oh, here's one right. Here's one right here. You see, they got us going and coming. You know, they got us going and coming. And I'm gonna say the Democrat. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say. Now this came out in 1954. Now this came out in 1954, and we haven't really we haven't really done much better since then. Okay, we really haven't. But let me see if I can get this thing done because I just don't understand sometimes. I just don't understand. Okay, let's see. Stop that. Okay, share this. Let's go to window right there. There we go, right here. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say. See, we different people. Okay, we are different people. We really are. Okay. Da-da-dum. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me prove my point.
Psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name.
By brand.
They're quick to turn down off brands. You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer.
In other words, see, back in the day, the stores manipulated black folks. Now the politicians are. Okay, I'm just saying. It is an amazing thing. Some of the things that we do. But anyway, so much for that. Let me undo that right quick. Stop that. Go back to that. And now it's politics that's taken over. The politicians are selling us stuff based on what they think we want. Same thing. It's the same thing as going in the store back in the 1950s. We wanted the highest, the best things that they said. So we was willing to pay more because it had a name on it. And that has not changed. Like in computer years ago, I was selling computers. Everybody wanted a Dell, not because the Dell had anything in it better than the HP or the Compact. No. It was a Dell, and Dell did more advertising on TV than anybody else. So, it was so I had to have a Dell. So sometimes we buy things not because it's anything good for us, but because it's a name brand. So so shopping places been getting over on poor folks for a long time. Okay. 60 plus and older white men had to grow up fighting the racial discrimination called affirmative action. They deserve reparations now. I don't know if they deserve reparations or not. We didn't. Black folks didn't make that environment. We didn't make that environment where you got judged by the color of your skin and not by the content of your character. But I'm over it. I'm over it now. Hopefully, other people are too. Well, some people are in it. Good morning there, Simply Days.
Well, Mayor, you're just talking about why you need a passport to vote. And did you see, I know it's not on mainstream, but did you see just a few days ago, a Canadian alien, illegal alien, which is the proper term, not immigrant, pled guilty to 2 counts of making false claims certifying that he was a United States citizen on North Carolina's voter registration application, and he voted in 2 different elections in 2022 and in 2024. And according to the Justice Department, this shows that our elections still remain under attack from illegal aliens. So maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, well, maybe there is. I don't know, but I don't know if you need why you should need a passport living in your own country to go vote. ID, I'm all for, but a passport, you don't need a passport to go from one state to another in America. You can just go. So I don't know why we would need a passport, but if you got a passport, you use it, fine. But when it gets to the point we need a passport to either travel or vote in this country, then we've already lost it.
Well, we've already lost it when we have to go through the security measures that we do to fly on an airplane because we allowed individuals to take our freedom away from us. So we've already lost that. But one of you callers was talking about open carry.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor, you know that open carry has always been the rule of the land.
Yeah. Now let me ask you something. Is that just a state by state thing, or that's not a federal law? So I guess it's a state by state thing.
Well, states come in and pass, but in the state of Alabama, you always could carry a firearm openly, unless it was an illegal sawed-off shotgun or some illegal type, Thompson machine gun. But you could carry a weapon openly.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been the law. Now, if you take it into a business and people start screaming and hollering, you can't, create no. But you could carry the firearm openly. But just like when we were in high school, we would make gun stocks in shop class, and we'd bring our rifles, we'd bring our shotguns, leave them in. We'd go hunting after school. We'd go hunting before school during churches, but we didn't shoot and kill anybody.
Well, where I'm from, our guys, these young guys would hunt after school, and they'd have their rifles in the back of the car or the back of the truck. Yeah. So, it's not anything new.
Well, the thing but they keep saying this open carry the open carry has always been there. It's always been there. You always had in the state of Alabama the legal right to carry a firearm openly. People just didn't do it. But that was, and it's always been that way. Now, this created, so you don't have to get a pistol permit. You don't have to get a permit. But the open carry's always been there. Nothing changed about that. It's always been there. Now, city or, whoever can come in and pass some kind of ordinance, but it's going against the grain. But anyway.
But do
Have a good day, Mayor.
But let me ask something. Don't you believe that the time for everybody to be carrying a gun on their person in the streets, you think we still live in those times where we need that kind of thing? Well,
you live in Montgomery, you better carry a gun on your person, concealed. I carry one concealed. I got one in my vehicle and one on my person. Mm-hmm. I don't carry it openly because I'm not advertising to the criminal, to the outlaw that I got one. So when he pulls one on me, I can defend myself or my family. But
well, okay, I guess you ought to have somewhere to protect yourself if some fool comes in the store and wants to rob everybody. But I don't know.
Well, they never advertise when a citizen defends their home, defends their family, defends their own person with a firearm, because it doesn't fit the narrative. But there are cases all over the United States. There are cases in this state. There's a case up in Coleman, Alabama, where a man met a guy to sell his truck,
mm-hmm.
and the guy pulled a knife on him in the truck, and guess what? The man selling the truck had a gun, and when he stabbed him in the shoulder, when the criminal stabbed him in the shoulder, he shot him dead.
Yeah, well,
and if he hadn't had that gun,
Yeah.
So, we don't hear about those cases.
No, we don't too often, but I know they do happen. Hey, appreciate it. It's 8:50. Where's the time go when you're having fun? Anyway, okay, so we didn't do with that. Oh, 4 arrests and car break. Yeah, okay, that's not. We get to that story tomorrow. Okay. Oh, here's a case where a mother of a missing Enterprise toddler charged with capital murder and corpse abuse. I'm gonna say that anybody that's a mother that hurts their child has a mental disease. And I don't know if putting them in prison behind bars forever, unless it's a psychiatric hospital. How many people? I mean, how sane does anybody you think somebody has to be if they kill their own child? Because in America, up until recently, you could just abort the hell out of them. You didn't even have to have them. So why would you kill your child? You have got to have a mental issue. I just can't think of any. Somebody would have to be sick. Man, it's what question? What question was that you asked me there, John? But I think if a mother just can't kill a child. At least I didn't think they could. It almost like impossible to do that. I mean, a mother would kill you over their child. I'm with you on that one. But what do you think? I mean, should there always be special cases for mothers who hurt their children? I just don't see a mom that's a real mom that would hurt their children unless there's something psychologically wrong with them. I mean, what say you guys? I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't see it happening. That's just the way it is in the Enterprise. Authorities charged a mother with a missing Coffee County toddler with capital murder and corpse abuse. Enterprise Police Chief Michael Moore told reporters the video was obtained showing Reed throwing a duffel bag with her daughter Genesis remains in a dumpster. Wow. Let me see your last post. Let me see. What was your last post? Yeah, I'm going to. Don, don't worry about it. I think I figured out the problem here. And I'm going to come up with another. I'm going to come up with another. With another studio, so I can let you in. Because I want you. I want you to write it, not talk it. Okay. How much sleep are you losing trying to come up with something about your race? What are you doing about it? Hey, that is an absolutely great question to ask me on the way out. Listen, I don't. If the Indians, I'm talking about like Co-Chief and all them, if they in town, if they do crazy things, nobody ever thinks about me. If the Hispanic people do crazy things, nobody's going to look at me and think I'm part of it. If the Germans who live in town start doing crazy things, nobody's gonna even think me because I'm not German. But I happen to be a Black American, which I ain't really Black, but I'm going on with it. I may have to explain this to you tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. What about those redneck Trump supporters that snagging teeth and everything, that killing the whole family, even killing the dogs and the insects and everything? Make sure no witnesses left around. What about those cats?
Of course that's bad. I mean, of course that's bad.
Why is it always one of them good old Trump rednecks that live in an old broken down trailer park that take out the whole family when he loses his job down at the mill down there?
I think some of those people. I think some
he lose his job at the mill and he kill the whole family, Kevin.
Well, listen, bro, I got to tell you something. Now, I'm not making excuses for it. But, losing. Let me ask you, you ever lost a job?
Yes, sir. I ain't carry home kill the family though.
Yeah, well, I didn't think about doing that either. But it can hurt. It can take you places.
I know. Well, why do you want to take out the family though, man?
I'm feeling you on that. I don't know. I've never been
one. Cause Trump told you the mill was gonna reopen and it didn't open back up and he lost his job. See?
Yeah, I listen. I'm with you. I'm with you.
He lost his job at the mill because Trump promised him a raise. He promised him a raise.
Well, sometimes sometimes things don't work out the way we want them to. But anyway, I gotta go. I think tomorrow, if I spend all day doing this, I'll be able to fix this problem that I have with him not being able to with everybody being on the thing, being able to write their I believe I have the answer to the problem. All right then. Anyway, so you folks take it easy because I don't have any music to go out on today because of my whole thing, but I'm gonna spend the whole day getting this all back together. Okay, because I was kind of messed up today. But anyway, listen, you guys have a great day, and make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be here and we'll be talking about something. I'm not exactly sure. It's like a Monday for me, and I'm all discombobulated. But I'll be on cue tomorrow. Okay, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. I'll be good. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and I don't know where my music is that I normally play, but I don't see it. It ain't here. Okay, so sorry about that. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I'll sing us out. I don't wish I was. I wish I was. I wish I was. Don't worry, it won't work. Yeah, it will. Yeah. Have you purchased any of the Trump merchant? No. The White House one doing dignified transfer is available for sale. No, I'm not purchasing a Trump Bible. I don't need a Bible on it. I don't need Trump's name on it to think it's a Bible. Okay. Don't worry about it. It won't work. Read the last post. Blah, blah, blah. Nah. We don't do that. I think, as a matter of fact, but everybody markets things the way they market things. So anyway, I got to go, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to go fix all this stuff up now so it works tomorrow the way I want it to. So did we solve any problems today? I don't think we did. See you later.